Okay, I think we are live. I don't know if I can hear anything yet. Testing, testing. Wish there was a way to test my microphone. Oh, you can hear me. Wow, and you're here. Good morning. So I was concerned that do you have access to YouTube through your school's servers? But I guess you do. Hi. I hope this works better than what has become of our big blue button. Hello. So I'm seeing, I don't know how to tell who's here. I guess that's going to be the real shortcoming. It says there are 3 people, 4. A second ago it said 14 people. So should I start off with, good morning, YouTubers. You know, when people have their podcast or their, what do you call them, webcasts. Good morning, geeks and gamers. That was funny. It's supposed to be funny. So I guess the link came through. Hang on a second. So I get to go to the dentist this morning. Remember to guard your privacy. Okay. So that's at 11 o'clock. Okay, 9.1, number 65. Yeah, I'd like to go over the bonus quiz today too. Review for it. I'm not going to go over the same questions, but similar questions. So when I get through the homework questions and then those, let me go over to my other computer and print out the bonus quiz so I can look up similar questions to that. Now, is this, see the lights at the bottom of my screen light up? You can hear me though. Okay, let me stop playing around, I guess, and we'll get to work. Hang on. I have in my hands the bonus quiz. Woo! Okay. So it looks like I'm seeing, what kind of questions do we have? 9.1, number 65. And it looks like there's 9.1 and 9.2 questions. 9.2, 37. I went 45, 37. I don't know. If you know how to do this, is there a way to record this so it's available later? $49 here. 33. 9.2, 45. Is it automatically available, or is it something I have to do a change a setting on? So I'm showing 9 people currently here. Participants. That didn't give me what I wanted. It might automatically be saved. So Nora says, I don't know, I'm pretty sure, and no clue. Let me look it up. Well, someone wants to look it up while I'm starting this work, that'd be great. Are YouTube live streams saved? It says they all work the same, with Google automatically recording and saving live stream of a certain length to the user's channel once broadcast is completed. YouTube will record up to 12 hours of this live stream format and save it as a public video. Okay, there we go. So I guess it does. So that's coolness. (9.1), number 45. What's weird for me, though, is everything here is reversed as to here. So all my words are, it's like a mirror image. I don't know if that could be changed. Okay, so how many people are with us right now? Because the thing says there are 7 people participating. I don't know if that just means it doesn't refresh all that often. 45. It says, in each of the following problems, an ellipse is described either by picture or by properties it possesses. Find the equation in standard form. So 45, we have vertices located at -2, -1, and -2, -5. And the minor axis is of length 2. Okay, so if I were to draw a picture of this, one, two, three, four, 5. We have one vertex down here and one vertex up here. So where would our center be? The center is going to be the midpoint. So it's going to be -2 plus -2 divided by 2, -1 plus -5 divided by 2. So that's going to be -4 halves, -6 halves, or -2, -3. So that's our center right there. So we know right now it's going to be x minus -2 squared over something plus y minus -3 squared over something equals 1. Now we have to find these somethings. What would those somethings be? Okay. 8 people said they're here. Now it says 5 are on my little screen, but whatever. What would this number be? What would this number be? Is my major axis vertical or horizontal? What do you think? Major axis, is it a vertical or horizontal? Vertical, good. So this whole distance is 2a So 2a equals what? This goes from -1 to -5. How far is that? From -1 to -5. Wouldn't that be a distance? Yeah, so 4. So a must be 2. So since it's vertical, that is going to go under here. That's 2 squared. And they tell us the minor axis is of length 2. So 2b equals 2 from here. So b must be 1 squared. So it's x plus 2, sorry about that, over 1. I think we're getting a little low on the, there we go. Plus y plus 3 squared over 4 equals 1. And that is it. Wasn't that fun? Are we good with that? That was a lot of fun. What are you talking about? Okay, ready for the next one? I'm going to erase this. Yeah, I can do 53. But, so I'm going to erase this then since no one's responding. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here it goes. Hope you got it down, or hope you took a picture so you can put it on the web page, on the Canvas discussion boards. Okay, 9.1 number 49. So this one is a picture. In fact, I think the picture is a lot easier. I'll try to recreate this picture, excuse me for that. And it looks something like this. We want to know where this point is down here and what that point is and where the middle is. What we really want is this distance here or this distance here. That's our A. That's A. Then we need this distance here. That's B. So we need the center. And the center looks to be at 2, -2. Do you agree? Okay. And so A looks to be 3, and B looks like it's 2. So this would be x minus 2 squared plus, or over 2 squared, plus y minus -2 quantity squared over 3 squared equals 1. So that's x minus 2 squared over 4 plus y plus 2 squared over 9 equals 1. Does that seem reasonable? Okay. Any questions there? Okay. I'm going to erase this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go to 53 now. And that would be, find the eccentricity and length of the minor and major axes. So x squared over 100 plus y squared over 144 equals 1. So my a squared is 144, which means a equals 12. My b squared is 100, which means b equals 10. So the major axis has a length of 2a, which is 24. The minor axis has a length of 2b, which is 20. And then our eccentricity is going to be c E equals C over A, and the book also shows the formula square root of A squared minus B squared over A. So our E would be the square root of 144 minus 100 divided by 12. So that's a square root of 44 over 12. So that's going to be what? 2 root 11 over 12, or the square root of 11 over 6. I'm not sure what book the answer has, what answer the book has. Square root 11 over 6. So that's what they got. Okay, questions there? '65 is probably one I should have removed. It's a bit of a challenging one, and you have to figure out, oh, let's go ahead and try it. Come up with a formula for the equation and see if this works out. The boat, 10 feet wide and 14 feet high. (14 feet 9 inches). So I'm going to erase this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so here's 65. So what we have is half an ellipse makes this opening for this bridge, and that this whole thing across is 60 feet, and this height is 15 feet. So the question is, would a boat, if it's centered on the center line, if the boat is 10 feet wide and 14 feet 9 inches tall, will it make it? So the boat from the water line up would be 14 feet 9 inches and 10 feet wide. And so what's important here on the boat is to think about this as really, we are 5 feet from the center. So at 5 feet across, well, I'm drawing that too big. 5 feet over, that'd be 14 feet, 14.75 feet. 9 inches times 1 foot over 12 inches is 0.75 inches, or 0.75 feet. Okay, so let's come up with our formula now. 60 feet's the whole way across. That's our major axis. So half of that would be 30 feet. So if we center this at 0, 0, we'd have x squared over 30 squared plus y squared over 15 squared equals 1. So I think actually probably the easiest thing to do here, let's just see what happens if we plugged in 5 for x, meaning we're 5 from the center, and see what y comes out to be. So 5 squared over 30 squared plus y squared over 15 squared equals 1. So that's 25 over 900. So that's going to be, let me just do this, 25 over 900 plus y squared over 225 equals 1. And now just some algebra here. This is 1 over 36 plus y squared over 225 equals 1. So y squared over 225 is, what's that going to be, 35 over 36? If I subtract 136 from both sides. And now I want to multiply by 225. Y squared equals 35 times 225 divided by 36 gives me 218.75. So y would be the square root of that. It's not looking good. Oh my gosh, 14.79 feet. And this is 14.75 feet. So yes, whew, that was a close one. That boat almost didn't make it. Were you worried about that? Okay. Let's go on to the next one. Next section. Any questions here before we erase it? So Victoria was worried about it. Are you guys with me still? Okay, I'm going to erase this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is this working better than Big Blue Button worked last week? It's funny because my son, who's a year younger than you all, was encouraging me to do a YouTube stream instead of doing the way we've been doing it. And I've resisted that. And so then this crisis happened. And so I said, yeah, I went up to the YouTube stream. Like, I've been telling you for that. Yeah, for years, Dad. You should have been doing a YouTube stream. Okay, find the equation in standard form for the parabola with the given properties or the given graph. So focus is at -2, 1, and the directrix is the y-axis. Okay, so let me draw a little picture. Might be easier to see it. So -2, 1. Right about there. And the directrix is the y-axis. Okay, so which way do you think it's going to open? Think it'll open up, open down, open right, or open left? Which way is it going to open? So if that's our directrix and this is our focus, this is going to open to the right, to the left, up, or down. I have one response here. So your focus, the idea is your vertex is going to be midway between the focus and the directrix. So that means your vertex, where's my bag of pens? There they are. Let's see if I have a green one that works. It does. So there's our vertex. Midway between, so that's going to be at -1 1. So if that's it here, then this is the directrix, it's going to be opening this way to the left. So we have our vertex. I'm looking at the page, the formula on page 721. And this is a horizontally oriented one, so it's going to be a y minus k squared equals 4p times x minus h. Now your p is the distance from between either the focus and the vertex, or the vertex and the directrix. So that's a distance of 1, or in this case, -1. So our p equals -1. Our h is -1. Our k is 1. So this would be y minus 1 squared equals 4 times -1 times x minus -1. So y minus 1 squared equals -4 times x plus 1. And that's it. Questions there? Okay, let's go to the next one. 37. I'm going to erase this one in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last week when I started one up for my Math 182 class and one of these live streams, and I had several other people say, "Oh, I got a notification you did a live stream," so I clicked in. So this time I made it a private one, so you had to have the link. So I sent it to everyone in the class. Not for any other reason. I just don't like to bother people. I don't want people to think they got to come and check something out that may not apply. I wonder if you're getting it from this microphone or from that microphone. Thanks for telling me. Okay, so now we're going to do -3, 1, 2, 3. So when you have x equals, that's a vertical line. And the vertex is at 3, 1, 2, 3, -2. So write it down here. So this is going to be not too fun of one. Well, it actually won't be bad. So that means our focus is midway between them. So from -3 to 3, the midway is right here. So our focus is at 0, -2. And our P is going to be 3. Okay. So the same formula as last time because it's a horizontally oriented. P is positive because the focus is to the right of the directrix. So it's going to be y minus -2 squared equals 4 times 3 times x minus 0. So it's y plus 2 equals 12x. Got that squared. No, I got something wrong. Oh, they gave us the vertex. I apologize. They gave it, this is the vertex, not the focus. I assume that was my mistake. Ooh. Okay, so this is our P equals 6, actually. So this should be y minus -2 is still correct. And it's x minus 3. But our P is changed to be 6. So what's different is 24 x minus 3. There's the answer. Any questions there? Okay, I'm going to erase this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, this next thing is like the coolest thing. And I think I have a test question like this as well. So this is going away. Out in your area, in fact, I mean, I know it's not right next to where you guys are. It's, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours away. By Kramer Junction, 395 and 58, there is a place where they have these dishes. And they're these long, like trough-like dishes. And then the sun comes in, and then they're parabolic mirrors, they reflect up to the focus, all the heat. They're super awesome. And they generate electricity by heating up oil that turns turbines. So one design for a solar furnace is based on the paraboloid formed by rotating the parabola. This is 9.2, number 45. X squared equals 8y. So rotating it about its axis of symmetry. So they're talking like making like a satellite dish almost. And the question is, how far from the bottom is the focus? So we're looking for P. Now the object to be heated in the furnace is in place of the focus. The paraboloid, assuming x and y are units of feet. How far from the vertex of the paraboloid is the hottest part of the furnace? Well, remember our formula is x squared equals 4py. So that means 4p must equal 8, or p must equal 2, so 2 feet. Wasn't that cool? Is that easier than you thought it would be? Okay. Now, let's try to answer some questions about the bonus quiz coming up. Okay. You ready? Is this good? Okay, so the first question is going to come to us. It's a law of sines, law of cosines question. So I'm going to erase this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And so let me see if I can find a good example. Okay, let's look at number 62 from the book on page 8.1, section 8.1. I think this is a good one. There'll be a picture drawn for you for this problem. A pitcher 60 feet away throws a baseball to Joey. Joey bunts the ball at a 20-degree angle away from the pitcher. If the ball travels 50 feet, how far does the pitcher have to run to pick up the ball? So here's the pitcher. and then this will work, 60 feet away here. This guy hits it at a 20-degree angle, goes off, and goes 50 feet. And so this guy has to come this distance. How far is this distance? So which type of triangle is this? Anyone know? I mean, don't say isosceles or something like that. Is it, or scalene is what it is. But is this a angle, side angle, side, 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 side angle, side? What would work? What is this one? Side angle, side. We have a side, angle, and a side. And so we can use law of cosines. So I call this a here, we'll call this little a there. So a squared equals 60 squared plus 50 squared minus 2 times 60 times 50 times cosine of 20 degrees. So a squared equals this is 6100 minus make sure your calculator in this case is in degree mode. 5638.16. So a squared equals what? 461.84 feet. So a would equal about 21.49 feet, or 21 and a half feet. Okay. Is that a bad one to solve? So can you handle that problem? And then we have another one. Another one's going to be a trigonometric equation. So something from like 7.4. It's funny how we all use different books in the math department. And these questions come from 7.4. Well, they're similar to ones in 7.4 for me, and 7 and 8.1, like adjacent chapters, adjacent sections. Okay, so let me see. It's really not a bad problem, and I want to make sure I find one that is different from the book. That's funny, I just found one just like the book. Well, it's almost like this problem could have come right out of this book. Tempted to make one up then, if because they're too close to. I'm not doing the one from the book. Okay, here's one that we did in homework. Number 21 from the book. I'm going to erase this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this one says 2 sine squared x plus 7 sine x equals 4. And we have to bring everything to one side, so it's 2 sine squared x plus 7 sine x minus 4 equals 0. So now we have to factor this. If you aren't good at factoring the way it appears, yes, 7.4. You could say u equals sine x and say, okay, it's 2u squared plus 7u minus 4 equals 0. So this could be factored to be 2u, u, and I think if I went plus 4 and minus 1, so negative 1 times 4 is negative 4, 2u times u is 2u squared, 2u times 4 is 8u, 1 times u is negative u, negative 1 times u, so that gives us a 7u. So we have 2u minus 1 equals 0, so 2u equals 1 and u equals 1/2. So that means sine of x is 1/2. Where does that occur? That occurs when x is, you should know this by now, pi over 6 and 5 pi over 6. Then we go to the other part. We have u plus 4 equals 0, means u equals negative 4. So u is sine, so sine of x is negative 4. When can sine of x be negative 4? When can sine of x be negative 4? And no one knows because you haven't memorized your tables. Yeah, never. So these are your only answers here. The one, I'm doing it in my head, the one you're going to get when you factor down, you should be able to get numbers from both parts. So you're not going to be given a non-possible situation. So you're going to have several answers to this. But you answer from 0 to 2 pi, just like I did here. So there you go. Yeah, or it's smaller than negative 1. Yeah. Okay. Well, we did it. We did a lesson in YouTube Live. How fun is that? So I did want to check. Are you hearing me from this, do you think, or from the microphone? I set it up. I had tech support help me set it up to where we turned off that microphone and made this one dominant, but I wasn't sure what you're hearing. Okay, good. Well, they're both mics. One of my headset. Good. Hopefully it's clear. It's wireless. You see that? I'm wireless now, so I don't get tangled up anymore. So anything else you guys have questions about before we sign off? Yeah, you can have a note card on the bonus quiz, sure. Probably for this 3.5 inch by 11 inch. I don't think you need a full sheet. You're welcome. Okay, anything else? Thank you, and thanks for putting up with this other format. I hope this works for everyone, and we'll see you guys next week. You realize we only have this week and next week and then finals? That's crazy. I guess you saw because we did 9-2. We have just 9-3 left as well. So, thank you. We'll see you guys next week then, and post the questions if you have them. I did post the questions from last week that I just got them up today that people had questions about. Yeah, I'll do one next week, and I hadn't planned on finals week because I think you'll be done by then, but I'll do one next week. Okay, see you guys next week then. I guess I'll end the stream. Usually I wait for everyone to leave. I don't know exactly what to do at this point. So I will end the stream. Good to see you all. Thanks for coming.